right, so I warmly welcome everyone to the Actioneering Day 5. Today we'll be doing the session, which is Automate Me. So this is regarding all the IAM processes that is to be considered when it comes to the entity processes and all those sort of things. So first and foremost, I warmly welcome you all, and I introduce myself. So I am the local company vice president, Hirusha Chamod, and then local company vice president for information management. So
hey there, ISECers. Hope you are doing great. What to know more about information management? Well, let's go find out.
Yes, so I hope you guys had amazing time with the checking questions. So let me briefly introduce what is information management. So as you all know that information management is really a new function within our entity. So if I explain myself regarding what is this information management is, we are a function where all the data within our entity is processed with the objective of contributing toward the sustainable and efficient development. So with that comes the planning, where the strategic thinking and analytical skills and also creativity are measured to create new opportunities to be part of a new digital era. So with this, information management is created to be to have all the information to our data be processed to a new whole be in more visualizing way. And also something that I have mentioned, information management is not about coding. So it is about how you can contribute and how you can be creative with whatever the data problems that comes along. So yes, so that is a small briefing regarding what is information management is. So let's check now what is IAM. So when it comes to information management, like I mentioned, it is most likely a supportive function when it comes to data management and data handling, all these sort of processes. So like I mentioned, in here we are most focusing on the automation part, as well as the creating of new dashboards and websites and those sort of things. So in here you also learn what sort of automation that you can also facilitate on what you can contribute. Even if you are not in part of the information management, you can contribute these things as you are in other functions as well. So all these sort of things, I will give you a quick brief from most of the things that we are working on currently is within the Google Sheets. So I will give you a small discussion, a small brief on how you personally can contribute to this Google Sheets automation part. All right. So that is something regarding what is IAM. So when it comes to not just within our entity, so this IAM process is actually, this IAM function is actually not just within our entity, but also within ISEC Sri Lanka, as well as in other entities, as well as in the regions, and also in ISEC International. This has been newly initiated, and they are also currently working on these processes, creating dashboards and creating this website automation part. They are heavily working on it. So as a new initiative from ISEC Income Central, we are also carrying out this newly function as well. So yes, so that is what regarding what is IAM, and also why we introducing this new function within our entity for the first time as well. The reason is, as you all know, we have entered a new digital era, right? So within this digital era, we have to find new ways, new initiatives, how our whatever the data that is to be the processes initiate very efficiently. And you have all seen when it comes to Google Sheets, that is kind of old style, old generation, having this Google Sheets and including data in there, and creating all those charts and those of these included in there is sort of coming to an end. So in here, as from the information management, we are trying to initiate new ways in order how we can gather whatever that data is, and also visualizing those things in a very efficient and a very sustainable way, so that it can be very easy, not just for the ISECers, but also for everyone who is going through these sites and all those things can understand. So which is why we are initiating this newly information management. And also how in here, how IAM is contributing is when it comes to information management, like I mentioned. So in order to carry out the processes that was initially being carried out from the previous terms, so we are actually going to be integrating this is going to be when it comes to Google Sheets. So it's going to be integrated with new sort of platforms, and also we have mentioned new softwares, new platforms to integrate and also automate them. And also furthermore, there's going to be like dashboard creations, also like these HRIS systems are coming along, and also in terms of websites and also like the education systems. So all these sort of platforms are going to be implemented within this information management, as well as getting new notifications from Slack channels. So if you are like in any Slack channel, so every notifications we will be getting is regarding from this information management function. So all this sort of like automation part will be getting from here. So that is how the what, why, and how, like when it comes to information management, we are going ahead within this term and so on forward. All right, so next up, let's look into a couple of more things on how we can implement when it comes to Google Sheets and so on. So that's right. So next come is the Google Sheets. So in here, I will give you a small demonstration how you can like simply go ahead with the automation part. So this will be like a small demonstration. So yes, I hope you can like, I will now share my screen as well. So I hope you can see it. Give me a couple of seconds. All right. So yes, I hope you can see my screen now. So you can see this is sort of a test sheet that I have already created, and you can see this is sort of the this month. Like if you go to Expa, and you can see like this sort of like information is gathered in the Expa, and you can see like these ICX. These are sort of the information which is regarding the ICX and OGX. Those are like when it comes to open applications and those sort of things. So you can see the entities like we have Sri Lanka, Colombo Central, Colombo North, and likewise. So what I'm going to do is that I have created a specific another sheet. So as you can see in here, this sort of a small demonstration on how you can also like contribute when it comes to automation. Like in here, this is sort of a simple one. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy and paste all this information without actually copying and paste. So in here, I will basically go ahead with the term formulas. So I think you all might have learned about these formulas and no. So in here, like mathematical files, so even not so, like I will also like show you some of like actually one formula that is that you might need when you are coming to like future, like when you're coming into future, like working with these Google Sheets and so on. All right, so this is sort of a demonstration. So as you can see, what in here, what I want is that I want every one of these, information to be copied and pasted to all of these. So how can I do that? There are actually like a couple of ways where you can do that. So this is the first way that I'm going to show you. Other ways also be I will demonstrating. So this is the common way, I would say. So in here, I would like suggest like so I want this one. So also you can, what you can do is you can also like Control C and Control V. You can do that. But in here, I will show you another way, like not just in here, you can also like, you can connect in here. I'm trying to connect this one tab with another one. So also once I like show you how you can do this, you can also like not just connect one tab with another one, you can also do this one entire sheet with another sheet. So pay close attention to this. So in here, a simple formula is that I will start with the query function. So this query function is sort of a data visualization API. If you don't know what API is, it's sort of a way that connects whatever the data with another platform to another one. So in here, I will show you how this query function works. All right. So in here, I will just say, I have to mention like every function. If you don't know, every function when you're like starting out, it comes with the equal sign. So in here, but if you're like thinking of, let's say, I will take here. So I will just create another row under here. Just give me a couple of seconds. Yeah, I'm not sure. I will not show you. I will show it later on. So in here, what I'm going to do is that. Yes. So in here, what I will show is that I will show you how you can fetch the data from the database to here. So in here, I will just small say. So every function, like I mentioned, is starting with the equal sign. So I will type query. So when you start typing Q, it will show you query. So as it says, if you can see, Query is mostly used for the runs in Google Visualization API query language query. So don't take much of that what it means. So basically what we are trying to here to do is that we are trying to fetch whatever the data that is on the database into this sheet. So in here I will type, so I will just press enter and it will automatically come, and this is starting with query. So in here what we are currently in the sheet number 2. So in what we are trying to fetch data is from actually database. So in here I will type with the, so when you are trying to go with another database, so we have to first type the database name. So when we are typing the database name, we have to put it under the commas. So in here I will type database, and once I've done that, so once you are put your database name over here, so make sure to close them with the commas as well. And if you are anyways having some sort of space between those database table names, like these tab names, if I say database and space 1, what you have to do is that you have to put what you have to do is that you have to put this mark, this underscore mark, and put 1. So if I had the name as database 1, database space 1, you have to, in here you have to put database underscore 1, because this can't see the spaces that you have allocated. So which is why you have to put the underscore. But since I don't have underscore a space in that specific tab name, I'm going to go with database. And once you have done that, you have to make it sure you are using this database. All right. So you are using this database. You are using this specific database, this name tab, and you can just go ahead with that. And now what you have to do is that we are trying to connect this tab, this cell value into this Google Sheet. All right, we are trying to connect that with this. So what I'm going to do is that, so this cell value is under B, on the B column under the row 3. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put that value over here. So it is B3. So likewise, what now I have done is that I have put that whatever the data value that is into this one. So now I will close this. There was actually a comma in the middle. Sorry, I didn't see that. So right. So likewise, what you have to do is that you have to put this database. So first comes the database name. So for the tab name that I have put in, and you have to put the exclamation mark, and then comes the cell value, whatever that you are going to be implementing here. So in here, as you can see, whatever the data, the cell value that was on the sheet tab, the database, is actually in the sheet number 2 now. So what if you want to get the entire these values? What if you want to get all this entire cell values? So what you have to do is that you have to first grab this, and you can do this. So it will automatically fetch whatever the data that is on the database sheet to this sheet. So likewise, you can also do this here, and likewise. So this is a small demonstration how you can automate one tab sheet to another. So this is sort of a simple one. You can also try it out, because of course, as there are members and tiers and specialists over here. When you're going through these tracking sheets and so on, this is really important. So make sure remember this sort of stuff. And also you can also go and search more and more these sort of formulas that you can implement within your tab sheets as well. All right. So if I grab this, likewise, whatever the data values that was in the database, you can just simply fetch it to there. What you just did was actually just put one single formula. So likewise, you can do all those sort of things as well. So next up, I will also show you how you can do other parts of things as well. So now I will shown you is regarding the, so now I have shown regarding what you can do when it comes to the automations regarding the Google Sheets. And now I will give you a small demonstration regarding another platform that you can do this sort of automation. So for this one, so this one is something you can guess. So I have put the logo here as well. So this is also a Google application. So what I want you to do is that you have to put the name. You can suggest, you can guess what this platform is. You can just guess what this tool is. So over to you, you can guess. This is another new platform that is basically used when it comes to automation part. So yes, you can put what this is from your. You can put this in the chatbot as well. All right. So Shamin is saying it is app script. All right. So any more answers? What do you guys think that this is? So firstly, we learn about the Google Sheets, and this is another way that you can learn on the automation part. So any more guesses that you want to suggest what this new platform, that this new tool is? Any more guesses? Let's see. I will give some time. All right. So I will count 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So yes, great job, Shami. So this is actually AppScript. So in here, likewise, we will learn why we are using AppScript as well. Like after a while, you will learn why are we going from Google Sheets and then AppScript. So I think most of you learn, like most of the people here, know that the event formulas, like the event forms that we are using, like when it comes to Tripetto or when it comes to Google Forms, or any of those forms that we are using currently is actually integrated with this AppScript. So this is sort of the backbone of when it comes to like integrating all these visualizations, as well as when it comes to automation part. AppScript, it's really involved in all those sort of things. So I will give you a small demonstration as in here as well. So not a big one. Yes, so I will give you a small demonstration on how you can use AppScript as well. So likewise, I will use the previous what I have done previously as well. So yes, if you can see the screen. All right. So sorry. All right. So in here, I will show you that. So this is sort of the platform, like what we have done so far. Yes. All right. So what I will tell you right now is how you can do the exact same thing with AppScript. So this is sort of a very long kind of session. This will be, but I will for helping for time constraints and all, I will do this very shortly. So as you can see the whatever we have done previously with the formulas, and now I will try to copy the entire tab of the database to here, to the tab 3. So in here I have shown you I will show you how the AppScript work. All right. So in here I have written a couple of code, so you don't have to get a big idea, you don't have to know what is these functions and let all those sort of things. I will just give you a couple of demonstration how will this happen. So you will also learn how anyone can do this, not just within this AppScript, how anyone can do. There are sort of lot of visualization tools that you can use for the same kind of techniques as well. I will go back to that after I've done this. So in here, I will just show you how this AppScript works. So if there are any people who are really interested when it comes to IT background and stuff, so you can also go through these sort of applications as well. So in here, what I've shown is that, so this is sort of the function, when it comes to an AppScript. So we are actually starting as a function. So in here, as you can see, these are names. So for this one, I will also show that the tab that I'm going to be using to be copied is actually named database. And I'm going to be copying to is actually named sheet 3. So in here, what I have shown is that, so this is basically a way to be copying fetching the data from the database into this sheet. So if I go, I will not simply go through each and every one of these functionalities and so on. You can just check it out from Google's and YouTube and so on, those sort of platforms as well. So in here, what I have done is that I have fetched the data. I have in this function copy row, what I'm mentioning is that I want this entire function to copy each and every row and cell value of that tab database. So in here, what I've done is that I have created this spreadsheet, and for activity, I'm going to copy its values. So in here, I have located that whatever the sheet that I'm going to be copying each cell values is actually within the database. And from there, the source range is actually the range that I'm going to be giving. And also the getting values is basically we are getting these specific values from that database. And also the length is also the value. So in here, when it comes to values, it is basically the integer values in here. So we are going to be fetching those sort of things. And also, the length is basically those lengths when it comes to integer values, and also when it comes to strings, there are specific values. So we are going to be like fetching like from those values, and also we are going to be copying it to sheet 3. So we are like giving it a target. So in here, like we have named the database. It's going to be the spreadsheet that we are going to be like getting the data from, and we have named the sheet 3 as its target. So we are going to be like getting the sheet that whatever the data that is on the database from this to this sheet 3, and the data range that is going to be from the row 1. So this 1 is actually meaning the row 1, and then comes the column. So as you can see in here as well, so this comes as the row count and the column count. So in here, so it will actually basically start from column 1 and row 1. So starting from there, it will count till where this is till where the data actually ends. So till where the cell counts, the cell values end. So it will actually calculate all the data from here to here. All right. So after that, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to copy it. So now we have identified the database and also the tab we are going to be copying it to as the sheet 3, right? So from here, we are going to be copying that each and individual rows to that particular sheet tab. And what I have done is that I have identified again the source, identify this database as the source sheet, and the only specific line of change is actually the last line. As you can see, I mentioned the source range copy to target sheet. So in the previous lines, I have mentioned that whatever the target sheet that I'm copying to is actually named sheet 3. So in here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to be copying this entire sheet, these entire values to this sheet, sheet 3. I'm going to be copying the database values into sheet 3. All right, so let us give it a try. So once we are like identified all these like the sort of functions and those sort of things, so I'm going to be like trying testing right now. So when we are trying to test, we are basically giving this run function. So it will like, you can also see whatever the functions that we have given here. So you can see the copy rows and copy to is actually mentioned here. So actually it starts from the top. So whatever the function that you want to try, like you want to run first, comes first. So we have put the function copy the rows as first. So it is going to be running here. So once it starts running, so I will give the copy rows and I will do the start running process. And you can see the execution has started and also the execution has been completed. All these messages will be seen from here. And now you can see that all the database information that we had within the tab database is now copied to this sheet 3. One of the things that you have to consider is that if you are having sort of these like merge tabs, merge cell tabs, it will actually not be considered as a value, as a whole tab. So it will also be in here as a separate tab as well. Sorry, a separate cell value. So in here, as you can see, all the data has been copied from the database into this sheet 3. So this is sort of a simple, like a efficient way that you can also like duplicate whatever the tab sheet that you have to another one. And also, if you go beyond what is in here, you can also like learn how you can like create like automated letters, also automated documents, all those sort of things. You can basically generate. You can, if you want to generate PDFs, you can also do those sort of things from this app script. So now I will show you a way, a very, very simple way, how you can do all these things without actually coding. All right. So, yes. So as you can see, this is sort of a life hack when it comes to, yes. So this is sort of like hack automation tool that you can use to do basically the same process of that automation part. So in here I have shown that this is the Integromat. You can use these sort of platform, Integromat, Sapphire, and Integrity. So these sort of platforms that you can use for the same process. But not only that, you can also integrate it with a lot of other platforms. So I will show you one of these platforms. I will show you what is in the Integromat. So in this Integromat, if you can see my screen, so yes, so this is sort of the Integromat starting screen that when you are like signing in. So as you can see, there are a lot of platforms in here. So you can see like all these sort of like platforms here. You can see some of these you might also know. So if I type, so I will type Tripetto, which is one of the platforms that you have been using when it comes to getting the registration from the emails. So I will type Tripetto, and also in here I will search for Google Sheets. So yes, so as you can see, we have selected Google Sheets. And also if you want anything other than that, you can also like go to Docs. It will also like go to, yeah, you can see Docs is also here. And also every other like automation, like every other platform that you want to connect and automate, you can just basically like look from these sort of like individual platforms as well. So I will not do, I will not be considering like doing the automation part in this session. So even like you can also like go and check it out, how you can do this sort of like automation part. Also, I will be, if you are like, I can also do a small session on how you can also like do this automation part as well. Yes, so that is something regarding these automations. So this is also like based on what you have seen from the app script. So this actually is used as a like a backbone in order to like create all these automation tools as well. All right. So before we move on to the next one, let's actually watch a small video now, shall we?
Hello there, welcome back. Phew. I hope everyone enjoyed the session, but it's not over yet.
So now let's take a look at how you can go way beyond.
Yes, so way beyond. So as of right now, what you have seen is basically regarding all the automation part and how you can connect these and these sort of platforms and all, right? So now let's actually look the other section that when it comes to information management, which is really important, is data visualization. So in here we'll be like looking into a small demonstration on regarding how you can visualize whatever the data you have mentioned from the Google Sheets into, that's right, Google Data Studio. So as you might know, like even like right now, like some of this visualization is also considered to be done when it comes to Google Sheet platform itself. But also you can do all this sort of like visualization from this Data Studio as well. So when it comes to the Data Studio, you can also like have it visualized in a very proper manner, and you can also like have it as a site. You can publish it, and it is more pleasing to have that sort of a. I will actually show you how you can do it. You can also like by then you can also like see how you can visualize all this sort of data in a more efficient and more sustainable way as well. So without further ado, I will. How about we give it a try? Actually, I will do a small demonstration on how you can also like visualize all this sort of data. So I will go to now. So yes, so this is actually the Data Studio once you are logged in, and this is sort of the page, like the dashboard that you'll be going into. And you can see there are a couple of templates in here as well that you can basically use in order to like do this visualization part and so on. And now we'll actually try out doing a visualization with one of the sheets. So in here also, I will try to do it with the test sheet that we have already made. So in here, I will first create a new dashboard, and I will connect it with Google Sheets. So you can also like, before I forgot to mention, you can also like integrate with other sort of like connectors as well. So you can see there is Google Analytics, Google Sheet, and also every other like cloud platforms as well that you can integrate with. So yes, so all these sort of things, but I will now focus on integrating and like visualizing the data from the Google Sheets. So now I will use the test sheet. This is sort of a demonstration. We'll see if it actually works. So for this, I'm using the test sheet, which we have already used. And for this one, I will actually use, I will use this sheet. I will try to like try and see if this actually works when it comes to automation, this visualization part, or else I will go with another sheet. So let me show you how it actually works. So I have put that in the sheet 3. So I will now go with the sheet 3, and I will see if it actually works. So now the report is actually being generated. from the Google Sheets to the Google Data Studios. And now you can see, so whatever the data that was in the test sheet in sheet 3 is now generated in this Google Data Studio. And now you can see like another report is generated, and you can, what you have to do is that you can also like you can see this entity and record count is actually mentioned. So in here what actually happens is that they are actually counting whatever the cell values or the cell numbers, like the count of this entire like column central, column south, and those sort of things. And if you want to add another cell value, another column to this, you can also like go to this metrics in here, as you can see, and you can basically put whatever the information that you want to generate from here. So you can put another column, which is the open. So when it comes to column central, it will actually mention like whatever the open here. So you can see there is 0, and all this sort of like information is actually, all of this sort of information is actually mentioned in here. So you have like basically see and try it out as well, so that you can sort of like calculate what sort of information that you want from a specific sheet to here. And also you can also like create all these sort of like charts, whatever that you want. So if I take this sort of scoreboard, you can put it right here, and it like generally count whatever the information that you are putting here. So in here it is counting the record count. And also you can put any other data. If you want to put a pie chart to have it in more visualizing way, you can also do it here. And whatever the data that you want, you have to mention it here. So after doing that, you can also try out each and every one of these like charts, and also like if you want to also add more data, like not just Google Sheets. If you want to add data from Google Analytics, if you also want to add data from another sheet, you can also do that. So everything that you want to visualize, you can do it from here. And also if you want to, customize this sheet, customize this report and a bit more pleasing, you can also try out these themes as well. So my favorite is this actually the constellation theme. So I will basically go with this, so like having this sort of like visualization from like different sort of information. So you can also try it out as well. You can also like add any controls that you want. You can add a date, like a date range. If you are considering like having sort of a specific information from a time range one, you can also do that. And once you are like finish all this reporting, all this sort of thing, you can view all those sort of things. And if I click the date range, you can see this calendar will start appearing, and you can put the start date with the end date, and you can apply. So it is not working here, obviously, because we have not mentioned any cell range with the time and so on. So in here, likewise, you can basically create these sort of like platforms as well, and you can basically try it out with any sort of sheet that you have, and you can test it out as well, however you want. And so yes, so all these sort of things you can try it out from the data studios. So this is something that I have mentioned, like I have created from this sheet as well. So you can also like see whatever the data that you want from the cell range. You can also like create visualize whatever the data that you want from this, obviously from Data Studio. And also like not just Data Studio, there are like other tools as well. So you can use like the Power BI, and also there's like Awesome Table, so like these sort of tools. So you can also try them out. So I will also like give you a sort of course that you can attend when it comes to Data Studios as well. So you can see in the chat box. So yes, so this is a small course that you can attend on regarding Data Studios. So make sure if you have time to do this sort of course, and you can learn more regarding how you can implement more on this Data Studios as well. So yes, that was a small demonstration. So yes, so that was a small demonstration when it comes to Data Studio on how you can visualize stuff. And yes, so you can go to this Google Analytics Academy, which I have put the link in. And also you can try out from from YouTube as well, all these sort of like courses that they have, which is like really great if you can try them out. So yes, that'd be pretty much all regarding Google's this automation part, the Google Sheets and those sort of things. And also you can try it out. And also like I will also give you a small call to action as well. So you can try this as try this out. So I'm basically like giving you a small sheet that you can actually try it out as well. You can try, you can go with this sheet, and you can also like test it. You can test how you can visualize the data that you want to be implemented in the data studio.
Hope you enjoyed Ultimately. See you on next week.